Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Nick, and we're taking a look at some more cases for the iPhone 15 Pro, and it's gonna be a few more from Aulumu. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting with the packaging, you can see Aulumu right there at the top, and of course, 100% biodegradable materials, just like always. Really love to see that. If we look our way down, you can see what case it's going to be. It's the A15 Technology PU protective case for the iPhone 15 Pro. All that means is that these are going to be some very nice vegan leather cases for the iPhone, which I really love. I have always loved leather cases, and when Apple did away with theirs, it definitely stung a little, but of course it's for the environment, so can't be too upset. Back to the packaging. Right here on the back, you get a little bit of information about the case, and just like the previous Aulumu cases, just because it's leather does not mean you lose that little cooling window. I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of it, but I really enjoy it. I like the look, and I think it looks sweet. But let's go ahead and open these right up. Of course, you do get that same little piece of tape, and it just opens like a little booklet right here. This one's there we go. And the first one, of course, is going to be the white one. But don't worry if white isn't your style. We also have another color we're about to check out. That is all for the packaging. You can go ahead and recycle this. Packaging is exactly the same for this one. So we're just going to open it up. And this is going to be the black variant. Super nice to see. Of course, I tend to go with black cases. I prefer the look of that. But it is nice to see that they've got both sides covered. I am going to put both of these on the phone in just a second so that we can see what it looks like on the iPhone. But let's go ahead and take a look at just one right now. So of course, Aulumu does keep their standard design. I like that they leave this space blank so you can really appreciate the kind of leather grain that they've got going on. And it is a very soft leather. It is super nice in the hand, and it has just enough texture to not feel slippery. So I definitely appreciate that. And then this little window right here, that little cooling window, is actually metal. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell, but it does have a little bit of a shine to it. It is metal. You can't see 15, and it does actually say CPU cooling window right there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the inside, and this is what I love to see. Even though no one is really going to see the inside of your phone case, Aulumu doesn't care. They went ahead and designed it anyway. So right here, you can tell, of course, the case has MagSafe because every case needs MagSafe, and then you get the little extra details going on. As for the sides of the case, they are going to be leather. They are all the way around leather, which is super nice to see. And of course, since it is going to be a more premium case, you do get metal buttons all the way around. You do get a dedicated action button, which I love to see. Not a fan of the cutouts on cases. I always prefer to see the actual button. And you don't have to worry about these scratching up your the titanium on your phone or anything like that. They do have soft little leather covers, so it's not going to be metal on metal when it comes to you actually activating those buttons. Before we snap that onto the phone, I do want to take a look at the white variant of this case. It is going to be pretty much identical on the backside, also metal. This little metal is more of a silver, while this one is obviously darker, which I really nice to see. I really enjoy seeing that attention to detail right there. But over on the inside, of course, they don't skimp on this one either. MagSafe integrated and that same design all the way throughout. You get metal buttons on this one as well. Losing my words today, but nothing to worry about. Of course, dedicated action button as well. And this one also has that cover for the buttons, so you don't have to worry about scratching up your phone itself. I do want to start with the white one. So we're going to grab the iPhone 15 Pro, which is right here in natural titanium, and we're just going to snap this right in. So just like that, this is what you're going to be looking at, which is actually a really nice combo. I haven't been really running the white variant. I've mostly been using the black one for my testing period, but this is definitely cool. And I really enjoy that you can see the color of your phone through that little window as well. And you do get to see that nice white outline if that is something you're going for on the front side. But other than that, this is what this one's going to look like. Let's go ahead and snap on the black one, which is my case of choice. But there we go. Snap this one in. And there we go. This is actually the case I've been running for the past couple weeks now. Even I tested it very thoroughly. We'll say that, but this is what it's going to look like. So let's go ahead and start with the fit test. Right here, pulling all the way around, you do get a bit of pull by the buttons, which is honestly to be expected. It is a softer case. Can't be too upset about that. But at the top and by the corners, you have zero pull, which is the main point you want to check. Down here by the ports, tiny bit of pull again, but pull by the buttons and the port is always to be expected. As long as you're not pulling anything by the corners or the main sides, you're pretty much all set to go. Now let's go ahead and get into some protection. Starting with our cameras right here, you can see how well those cameras are covered up, which is extremely nice to see. You have nothing to worry about when it comes to anything right there. Now moving over to the front, you can see, even though it is a softer case, maybe a little bit more minimal, you do still get a screen lip, which is very nice to see. I have a tempered glass screen protector on here. If you don't have one, you are going to get a little bit more of a lip, but I do recommend running one. Even with lip like this, putting your phone down on flat surfaces or anything like that, you have nothing to worry about. Now let's go ahead and move over to the sides. We do have the 3 buttons, and that is really it. The rest of it is just this super nice leather going all the way around. Now let's go ahead and test these out, starting with the action button. And you can see that is an extremely tactile and nice activating button. I really love to see that because a lot of leather cases actually struggle when it comes to getting solid buttons. Most of them are extremely stiff and just not that nice to press, and that is not the case at all for this case, pun intended. But let's move down and test out these volume buttons. And it's very nice to see that same effort that goes into the action button is identical when it comes to the volume buttons. They're also very tactile and really satisfying to press. Moving down to the bottom, you do get very nice cutouts for your USB-C port, and you get accurate cutouts for your speaker and your microphone down here. I have noticed, I thought this cutout was a little small, so I went ahead and tried it out with other third-party chargers, larger chargers, and I've had 0 issues. They all tend to fit just right within that cutout, so you have nothing to worry about. Now moving over to the power button side, you get no branding, anything like that, just a ton of this nice material, and then your power button. So let's go ahead and test that out. And you can see that button is also extremely nice to press. It isn't stiff or anything like that. It is just right in my opinion. So I absolutely love these buttons. Moving over to the top, you can see it is completely closed, which is super nice to see. You don't have to worry about anything getting damaged up there. Now moving over to the back, of course, the case does have MagSafe, so we have to test MagSafe. But before we do that, I do want to take a second to tell you about our new sponsor, Mint Mobile. I have been using Mint for a little bit over a month now, and I can confidently say that it is some of the best mobile services I have ever used. Before, I was using one of these main mobile carriers that I'm sure a ton of you guys are still on. Not only was I paying way more than I was happy to be paying, but I was dropping calls, I was losing service constantly, especially at my work building. I had no service almost the entire day that I was there. I use multiple of these phones. I do have 2, which I use one for work and one for personal use. I have been using one of those on Mint services, and the other one I had stayed with my main carrier. I have been using the Mint service phone for pretty much both work and personal use at this point, just on the service alone. I am going to have a dedicated link down in the description in case you guys want to check it out, do a little bit of window shopping, check out the deals that are going on. It has absolutely changed the game for me, and I can confidently say that I'm going to be using Mint for both personal and business use. They have gone just above and beyond when it comes to changing the game for mobile services. If you're sick of paying more than you feel you should for lackluster services, I definitely encourage you guys to check out Mint. They have helped out the channel a ton. They've helped me out a ton personally, and I hope that they can help you out a ton as well, and I'm more than confident that they can. Again, that link is going to be in the description, and I hope you guys will check it out. But anyways, back to the MagSafe test. We are going right in with the Spigen OMAG ring as always. It's going to be a phone grip and stand in one. And we're just going to snap this right on to the back of the case. Snaps on just like that, very prominent. If you shake it hard enough, you do get it to snap off just like that, but it does take a decent amount of force. Now placing this phone down and tapping away, you can see I'll probably knock this phone off the desk before I get this to snap off. So super nice to see that. Again, this accessory does have a silicone back to it, which tends to stick pretty well to this kind of case. So if you're using any accessories that have this, you really have nothing to worry about when it comes to leather cases especially. It makes for a very strong adhesion on the back right there. Now we are going to go ahead and test wireless charging with the Apple MagSafe battery pack, as well as a little bit of MagSafe strength. Now you can see it does wirelessly charge just fine. Something I do want to take note of, while it does butt up right against the camera lip, it does also sit on that little cooling window. In my personal opinion and experience, it has caused zero issues. There's no issues. It doesn't make it weaker or anything like that, but it does sit on that little metal plate in case that is something that bothers you. Again, zero issues. I've had no problems with it, but let's go ahead and test out some strength right here. Swiping it off like this. This accessory does also have that silicone back, so it does adhere very well, even despite sitting on that window. Doing some false drops. Okay, you can get it to misalign itself, but there we go. Hard enough, it will come off. So taking this in and out of your pocket, this exact setup, no issues. You won't have any issues, but if you drop your phone with this case on, then you might have to go pick up your battery pack. Just something to keep in mind. Aside from drops, zero issues, and I absolutely love this kind of combo. I think it even just looks sweet. But definitely nice to see that despite the little metal cooling window, you get to keep your MagSafe charging altogether. Now, moving on to a big one for me, it's got to be the MagSafe wallet test. We're going to snap this on. No little animation since we were off to the side right there, but I can already tell this is a very nice combo right there. Just look at how sweet that looks. Aside from the aesthetic standpoint though, we do get, it does feel different since this is leather on leather right here. I don't think it's as strong, but doing some false drops, you can see right there, you are probably gonna be in the same situation as the battery pack. If you drop your phone with this on, you might have to go pick up your wallet as well. But just putting it in and out of your pocket, you really have nothing to worry about there. I have ran this combo multiple times and I've had zero issues about dropping my wallet or anything like that. So I can definitely say I trust this case with my wallet. Now, of course, we are going to have one more test, and that is going to be the Nomad Base One. This is a MagSafe puck integrated with a glass and metal base. It weighs over a pound. So if this case can lift it, it is definitely nothing to laugh at. Of course, you can see right there, charges just fine, which we already knew. But now just touching the case, just touching the phone, we're going to see if it can lift this base, and not even worried, just knew that it was going to be able to lift it. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab it like this, and we're going to see if it can lift it and turn it on its side. And yes, it can. That alone, you can see my hand going under it. My fingers are only on the phone, not the base itself. A little shake, and it does get it to fall. But even that, there are a ton of cases we've tested out that cannot get to this point. So this already shows you it is nothing to laugh at. These are some very nice magnets that Aulumu have put into this case, and I absolutely love to see that. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button down below. If you want to see more, check out the channel and remember to subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and if you really enjoy these videos, you're going to get way more of them. Remember to check out Mint, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.